which takes off mental pressure, not just physical stuff. So I let my body heal physically, and then the mental aspect, I've obviously declined some things that are draining mentally, and I went away with the family, which is always good. And we're back again, ready for a big 2025. I feel good.
Anthony Joshua backs Joseph Parker to beat Daniel Dubois, aiming to set up a future rematch.
I declined some business opportunities so I can focus on the sport, which takes off mental pressure, not just physical stuff. So I let my body heal physically, and then the mental aspect, I've obviously declined some things that are draining mentally.
The upcoming heavyweight clash between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker has generated significant buzz, with many experts offering their predictions for the much-anticipated fight. With both fighters holding key victories in their careers, this bout presents an intriguing test for both men as they aim to cement their place at the top of the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua, a man who has faced both Dubois and Parker, has been vocal about his thoughts on the matchup, offering his own prediction ahead of the contest, which is set to take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia next month.
Yeah, I don't get involved in all the other stuff, like you as well.
Stay focused,
You just knew what you had to do in it. God bless you, brother.
God bless you.
Proud of you, man.
Joshua, who faced Parker in 2018 and defeated him to unify the heavyweight titles, understands the challenges both fighters bring to the table. He acknowledges that while Dubois has gained significant confidence from his knockout victory over Joshua, Parker possesses the experience and ring intelligence to cause problems for the British champion. As a fighter who has shared 12 rounds with Parker and 5 with Dubois, Joshua has the perspective to offer a nuanced take on what's likely to unfold in the ring. He stated, 22nd of February, it's gonna be big. Make sure you tune in. I'm actually gonna come out to Saudi and watch the fight between Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois. Good luck to both men. Me and His Excellency, we have an agreement. He picks his side, I pick my side, and we see who wins. Joshua's confidence in Parker's abilities comes from his understanding of the New Zealand fighter's resilience and technical skill. Parker has endured setbacks in his career, including losses to Dillian White and Joe Joyce, but his recent victories over some of the division's most dangerous punchers, Deontay Wilder and Jile Jong, have shown that he still has plenty of fight left in him. Joshua's prediction challenge with Riyadh Season's Turki Alal Sheikh adds a layer of fun to the build-up, as both men have agreed to pick sides and see who will come out on top. Joshua's backing of Parker may be seen as somewhat of a surprise, but it speaks to the respect he holds for his former opponent.
Feeling like I can go through these guys like a train now. Ready to put him out, put him to sleep, 3 rounds. You know, I'll finish him.
I want to go in there and be smart. You know, he's a fighter who comes forward and applies tremendous pressure, and I just have to be smart about my work and enjoy it.
Do you think you'll outclass him?
I think I can. I think I can with good movement. Not running away, but just good movement and accuracy, punches, deliberate punches, and just work.
Others in the boxing world have similarly weighed in on the fight, with many experts offering their takes on how the bout might unfold. Carl Froch, a former world champion himself, praised Parker's skill and experience, acknowledging that the New Zealander's adaptability could be the key to success against a fighter like Dubois. Froch suggested that if Dubois is able to beat Parker, particularly after the wipeout against Joshua, it would solidify his place as a genuine world champion. Froch believes that Parker's movement and toughness will make it difficult for Dubois to land his heavy right hand, which has been the hallmark of his knockout victories.
I think a Joseph Parker fight, he's bigger than Parker, naturally bigger. He punches harder on him, but Parker's on a couple of decent wins. Yeah, beat Zhang, beat Deontay Wilder. They're good wins in good form. You know what I mean? He's looking like he's really getting his second win in his career. So if Dubois can beat Joseph Parker after the wipeout job against AJ, he really has established himself as a bona fide world champion. So, and it's a fight that will be good, because you never know, because Parker's got all that, he's got bags of experience.
Another perspective comes from Martin Bakole, a heavyweight who has sparred with both Dubois and Parker. Bakole is quick to highlight the strengths of both fighters, but his prediction leans toward Parker, citing his superior boxing brain and movement. Bakole believes that while Dubois' raw power is undeniable, Parker's technical ability and experience will give him the upper hand in a drawn-out battle. Bakole's confidence in his own ability to defeat both fighters adds an interesting layer to his analysis, suggesting that he sees both as flawed but capable fighters.
Beat the champion who's going to win the fight between Dubois and Parker, and I'll see what will be next.
Who would you rather fight out of Dubois and Parker?
The winner. So I think Parker will win the fight. I think that's my opinion. but the winner of
Eddie Hearn, who has a close relationship with Joseph Parker, offers another view on the fight, reinforcing his belief that Parker's style is well suited to deal with Dubois' power. Hearn's analysis of the fight is rooted in the understanding that Dubois is a formidable force in the ring, but Parker's ability to avoid big punches and remain patient could be the key to defeating the champion. Hearn's confidence in Parker's chances reflects the trust he places in his fighter's adaptability and ring intelligence. Hearn, however, does acknowledge that Dubois' recent knockouts have elevated his standing in the division, and it's clear that Dubois' confidence will be a major factor in the fight's outcome.
I think he wins the fight. You know, I mean, I'm kind of like Joseph's unofficial promoter. He's a mate of mine. I love him, and I think he's going to win. I think he's just taking it really seriously. You know, I think all fighters just find that moment where they say, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to be smarter. And Joseph, every time you see him, he looks strong. You know, and he's worked really, really hard. I think, by all accounts, I don't know him, but you know, his strength and conditioning trainer, I think it's George Lockhart. You know, has made a massive difference to, you know, his engine. And now I think he's taking it seriously. I think he's in the form of his career, and I think he's got the kind of style that will really trouble Daniel Dubois.
Sean Porter, a former world champion who has been closely following Dubois' progress, also weighs in with a favorable prediction for the British fighter. Porter believes that Dubois is still maturing as a fighter and is on an upward trajectory, particularly after his knockout win over Anthony Joshua. Porter's faith in Dubois stems from the fighter's physical maturity and his ability to learn from past experiences. While Porter acknowledges Parker's experience and skill set, he ultimately believes that Dubois' combination of power and growing ring awareness will be enough to secure victory.
He's fought Jarrell Miller, Philip Hergovich, Anthony Joshua, and now fighting Joseph Parker within 18 months. He's only 27 years old.
Love it. I love that he's been busy. His fight with Joshua wasn't a big bruiser, so you know, coming back, and especially coming back against Parker is that's a really good fight for him. I think it's a fight that he'll win, but it's a good boxing match. You know, and then like I always say, more than anything, I want to see good boxing matches.
I think that what's been incredible with Daniel was, you know, years ago he got stopped by Joe Joyce. A lot of people labelled him a quitter. Same thing happened in the Usyk fight.
He had to grow up. You know. And listen, this is what we know about heavyweights. They mature later than in the other weight class. You know, so he matured a little later, and I think he's grown through some of his growing pains. And the worst thing for a fighter is you see our growing pains.
However, some figures in boxing have pointed to the tactical aspects of the fight and how Parker's adaptability might cause problems for Dubois. Lawrence Okolie offers a more balanced perspective, suggesting that while Dubois' physical attributes are impressive, Parker's ring intelligence and ability to control the pace of a fight could give him an advantage. Okolie believes that Parker's experience will allow him to neutralize Dubois' power, particularly if the fight extends into the later rounds, when tactics could become more important than brute force. Okolie's viewpoint highlights the dynamic nature of the fight, where a battle of styles could ultimately decide the outcome.
What's your thoughts on a few things in the heavyweight division? First of all, the announcement that Dubois is defending his belt against Joe Parker. Your thoughts on that fight?
I think it's a great fight, and I like they're really putting Dan in there. You know, fight after fight after fight, hard fights. You know, I think Joseph Parker stylistically could cause him a lot of problems with his speed and experience, and he's been in there with the likes of Wilder and Zhang, who are two massive punchers. So it's not like the power that Dan, because Dan's got great power, but it's not something he's never seen before.
Joe Joyce, the only fighter to have defeated both Dubois and Parker, adds another layer of insight. Joyce, who stopped Dubois in 2020, has a unique understanding of both men's strengths and weaknesses. Joyce believes that the fight is difficult to call, with both fighters possessing dangerous attributes. For Joyce, the key to the fight lies in which man can impose their will first. Joyce's analysis suggests that the early rounds will be crucial, with the fighter who controls the tempo and lands the first decisive blow likely gaining an advantage. His own victory over Dubois has clearly influenced his perspective, as he knows the threats Dubois poses, but also understands how to neutralize them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like, obviously Dubois hits hard. He's come from like more, I don't know, stepped up, but then also Park as well. Like they've both come along, and they've both like been in big fights. So yeah, I'm really excited to see who gets the win.
Yeah, they've both been on really good form recently. The past year or two.
Both got different attributes, but see, may the best man win.
Derek Chisora predicted that the fight will end quickly, possibly within 5 rounds. Chisora's bold prediction reflects the widely held belief that Dubois' power is a game changer, capable of ending fights before they reach the later rounds. While Chisora's confidence in Dubois' strength is clear, it also speaks to the sense that if Parker cannot withstand the early pressure from Dubois, he may be in for a tough night in the ring.
What do you think about that fight?
Which one?
Dubois-Parker, if it does happen.
I think Dubois wins it. You know, because I don't think Joseph Parker's got a strong enough chin. Daniel hits hard. You know, Daniel hits hard. So I see that fight. Daniel winning 5 rounds.
Adam Smith, who is closely tied to Parker's camp, has high praise for the fighter's preparation and conditioning ahead of the bout. Smith notes that Parker is in excellent shape and has a top-tier team behind him, both of which could play a critical role in his performance. While Smith acknowledges Dubois' strength and momentum, he feels that Parker's mental and physical preparation could give him an edge, making the fight more competitive than many expect.
Yeah, second one. No soft touch here. Joseph Parker's in the form of his life. Andy Lee has been amazing for him. I spoke to Joe on my podcast a couple of days ago, and he is just absolutely bang up for this. He's put a bit of muscle on. He's got George Lockhart with him. He's got Andy Lee. He's got a great team. Obviously one of the nicest people in boxing. Daniel Dubois has got the momentum and the confidence now. It's fantastic being around him. He came back from a holiday in Brazil, super sharp. I saw him on the pads maybe in his first or second training session back, and he looked incredible.
Amir Khan also sees Dubois as the favorite, primarily because of his raw power and technical improvements. Khan is impressed with Dubois' momentum, particularly after his win over Filip Hrgovic, and believes that Parker will struggle to cope with the champion's aggression and confidence. Khan's prediction echoes the sense that Dubois is entering the fight with a lot of momentum, and his improved technique could be enough to handle the challenge posed by Parker.
I like Dubois, man. Dubois a beast. Honestly, I said that from when he fought against Hrgovic. I said that, yo, who is this kid, man? I go, this kid's good. And I remember watching that live, and I like the way he fought and how he puts his punches together and how strong he is, and the way he took those fights apart. Obviously, he's coming off a great win against Anthony Joshua. He's gonna have more confidence. So yeah, I think I got Dubois going in that fight winning.
Nick Campbell believes the fight is too close to call, highlighting the stylistic contrast between Dubois' raw power and Parker's adaptability. Campbell sees both fighters as being at the top of their game, with Parker having proven himself with key victories over Wilder and Zhang. Campbell's perspective underscores the uncertainty of the outcome, with both fighters possessing the tools to win, but the question remaining as to which man can impose their game plan more effectively.
I think if you need to be honest about it, listen, Joe's a really good friend of mine, but if I want to be impartial and I want to pass comment on things and I want to, I need to be honest about it. It is a 50-50 fight. I think you look at both guys' momentum, like you just said, Dubois has been unbelievable in his last 3 fights, 3 big wins. You look at Joe, his last 2 fights, especially Wilder and Zhang, 2 unbelievable wins, 2 great performances. I think if you look at both fighters, they're both pretty opposing characters, pretty polar opposite really in their personality, the way they go about things, their journey so far.
Paulie Malignaggi also raises concerns about Dubois' ability to deal with Parker's adaptability. Malignaggi notes that while Dubois has thrived against aggressive opponents, Parker's movement and technical approach could frustrate him. Malignaggi suggests that Dubois will be tested in ways he has not been before, and if he fails to adjust, Parker's strategic game plan could wear him down over the course of 12 rounds.
Oh, gee, that's a good question. It's probably, you're looking at a multi-layered fighter when it comes to Parker. I think you're going to have to, Dubois is going to have to show us something that we may not have seen in him. We know he's got this reputation as an explosive, bulky type of fighter who can create highlight reel knockouts, but I think he's going to have to show some of the IQ, if there is any, there, and that's going to expose whether there is any or not. And if he's able to beat Parker because he's going to have to show this IQ in this fight, then we're going to be able to check off another one of the boxes in terms of how we rate Dubois and say, okay, he's even higher and even better level than we've given him credit so far. You know, it's another one of those check marks that you can say, okay.
Chris Algieri shares similar concerns, pointing out that Dubois may struggle against a fighter like Parker, who can move and think strategically. Algieri believes that while Dubois has shown promise against more straightforward opponents, he could find himself in uncomfortable territory against a fighter who can adjust to different styles. Algieri's analysis suggests that Parker's ring IQ could prove to be the deciding factor, particularly in a prolonged fight where Dubois' raw power might be mitigated by Parker's strategy.
It's a really tough fight for Dubois. Not an easy route for anyone in the heavyweight division, this new version of Joseph Parker. The guy's got a very good chin. He's got a great gas tank, good motor. He knows how to fight punchers. He's coming off of 2 humongous punchers in Wilder and Zhang. Granted, Wilder didn't fight the fight, doesn't look himself, but Zhang sure did. Zhang dropped him twice. Parker got up and outboxed him. He's a very, very capable guy in there, even a heavyweight. He's a big guy, too. People forget. Yes, he's a technician. Yes, he's kind of crafty and will outmaneuver you, but he's big enough, durable enough to deal with these super heavyweight guys and a big punch like Dubois. Very, very tough fight. Good matchup.
Dave Allen initially leaned toward a Parker victory, although he acknowledged Dubois' improvements in recent years. Allen recognizes that while Dubois may be the more powerful fighter, Parker's superior boxing skills and ring intelligence could give him the edge. Allen's belief in Parker's ability to outthink Dubois highlights the strategic nature of the fight, where intelligence and experience might be just as important as power and athleticism.
I can see Parker beating him on punch. Yeah. But Dubois is getting bigger and stronger all the time. Like Dubois is a different kettle of fish now 2 years ago. So, you know, when it only takes one fight to paint a picture. Like, I used to be known as one of the hardest men in British boxing. I pull out in the corner against Fraser Clark. I'm a quitter. I'm this and that. You know, you go from one of the hardest men in British boxing to a quitter overnight. But I used to look at Dubois and go, he's got a bit of quitting in him. He's a bit chinny out. You know what I mean? Like. He's not anymore, is he? Like, he's walked through Hergo, he's walked through Miller, walked through Joshua.
Zhilei Zhang had initially predicted that Dubois would retain his title, but has since revised his stance. Zhang, who has faced both fighters, now views the contest as a true 50-50 matchup. His revised perspective reflects the unpredictable nature of the fight, with Zhang recognizing that while Dubois may seem like the more powerful of the two, Parker's adaptability and experience make him a serious threat. Zhang's change of heart speaks to the competitive nature of the fight, and the fact that both fighters have attributes that make them dangerous in different ways.
I like both fighters. I respect both fighters, but somewhere in my gut feeling is telling me that Dubois is gonna win this one, and because I admire his style and I like how he approached the fight. I like Parker as well, but I believe subconsciously I believe Dubois is going to win.
As the fight draws closer, it's clear that the heavyweight division is in for an exciting start to 2025, with both Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker bringing different strengths to the table. Predicting the outcome is no easy task. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.